Water Ski Tour. Today from Orlando, Florida, it's the Budget Rent-A-Car Water Ski Classic. It's time for the freestyle jumping, which is a combination of distance and form in the air. And let's go back in time, Wayne, to the second round and the jumps of that round, starting with Scott Clack.
Scotty performed a one-ski Mobius, wrapped, double weight cut, acceleration gives him distance, and he does a backflip with a full twist and a nice landing. He slipped out a little bit, which will take away from his distance, and that's one of the three factors in scoring.
That allowed him to be in third place. Here's Mike Tolzman's second round jump.
Performing the same trick as Scott, he'll try to throw his hips up in the air. Well done, good extension and good distance. Dust slightly on the landing. That'll take away from the form, but he scores better on that jump than Scotty did.
And that brought us to the leader, Dave Reinhardt, the defending champion.
And Dave performed the rather unusual looking front Mobius on two skis. Bizarre, somewhat ugly because of the position you have to assume to complete the trick.
And now it is time for the final jumps. And first on the water will be Scotty Clack, starting this final jump in third place.
And he really needs to nail a good one. A 722 full revolutions, gets caught in the rope, really off his mark, coming off the end of the ramp. He's had some difficulty during the winter getting training and really trying to decide where his heart is in skiing. But nonetheless, he's right out there, very courageous this afternoon, trying to perform the very difficult 720, two full revolutions. And there, the ski gets caught in the rope and stops his rotation.
One of the great names in water skiing is Barbara Cooper Clack, and Scotty Clack is her son.
And he's inherited a lot of her ability.
Next up, George Hartman, a newcomer to the tour.
He's trained with Mike Tolzman quite a bit. Consequently, he's very proficient at the one-ski maneuvers. Coming up, wrapped for a one-ski back Mobius, springing backwards, doing a back gainer, and a full twist. Nicely done. Hard landing, but well performed.
George Hartman.
Right as he gets to the top, he springs and twists, comes around, a little over-rotated, so he lands hard. He'll probably receive only about 6s, 6.5s on form.
And a total weight of 1,337 points. That's 7 points behind Scotty Clack. Okay, 007 fans. Here is Dave Reinhardt, who is appearing in an upcoming James Bond film. He's been the leader after the first two jumps, and here he is in the third round.
Performing the same trick he did in the second round, but on one ski, almost gets around. Does, but can't hold on to the handle. Again, the awkward-looking front Mobius. Appears that he's all twisted up, trying to get the ski to clear the rope on the spinning or the rotation. Note as he comes off the ramp, he dives over the rope, clearing it right there and around. Just makes the rotation, but can't get his other hand on the handle.
An impressive total of 1,555 points for Dave Reinhardt. This is the only man who can catch him, Mike Tolzman.
And he'll need a lot of distance on this two-ski 720, low on degree of difficulty, and it's going to be very close whether he got enough distance to push him past Dave Reinhardt. Needed a little bit more of a cut, more acceleration of the ramp to give him the speed to carry him longer, and he's going to fall short of the distance necessary to boost his points beyond Dave Reinhardt.
But a good total for that jump, 800, but not enough, as you said, to catch Dave Reinhardt. Tolzman is second, Scotty Clack is third. Dave Reinhardt winds up with 1,555 points and yet another freestyle champion.
The reigning freestyle king, Dave Reinhardt, performed his two-ski front Mobius, full twisting front flip, to capture the honors of the day. Once again, a great display of his fabulous ability and courage.
He just keeps it up despite the fact that a year ago he had an accident and lost the vision in one eye. That is Dave on the left. Bears Water Ski Classic here in Pontiac, Michigan. Thus far, our championship tour has provided some surprises, but for the most part, the top flight skiers have remained at the top. At our event is the freestyle jumping. Already 2 jumps have been held, and the leader is Michael Tolzman. This is George Hartman, a fill-in for the injured Scott Clack, injured himself in Oklahoma City. Hartman starts out on the third jump in second place.
And he's wrapped for a one-ski Mobius, lands hard but hangs on, so he'll receive credit. The skiers score 2 of 3 jumps in the freestyle competition, and this competition is kind of a hybrid event of mixed origin between jumping and the traditional trick skiing event. There are 3 factors in the scoring: form, distance, and degree of difficulty. Scoring 650 for that individual trick and his total over 1,100.
Now David Daughter. Well, I like the names French Lick, Indiana, Medicine Bend. He is from Tomahawk, Wisconsin, although he now lives in Florida. Starting out on this jump in 4th place.
And he has scheduled the same routine as we saw Hartman perform. The 1-ski Mobius slips out a little bit. That's going to hurt his distance, and the hard landing will seriously take away from his form score.
Wait a word here about the background, about the experience, about the training for these freestyle jumpers.
Well, they come from a background of show skiing, where this gained popularity due to the flips and the gainers and the full twists and all of that. They haven't come up through the ranks in the traditional skiing events like slalom, tricks, and jumping. Nonetheless, you know, they're just as talented, courageous, and everybody out there has to be able to ski with pain.
Well, here's a very successful man, Mike Tolzman.
And he successfully completes the 720, 2 full revolutions in the air. The innovator of the 1-ski maneuvers, Mike Tolzman.
And Mike Tolzman now is our leader.
Now, Mike scored well on this because of the degree of difficulty, not the distance. It's very difficult to maintain your axis with a double cut, so he doesn't carry too much speed on the 720.
Good scores there, 7s, and I saw an 8 go by for Mike Tolzman. Dave Reinhardt is about to jump right now, Wayne, and he has not lost this year in this event, but he's got a big order ahead of him.
Well, the defending Coors Light Tour champion is becoming ever more consistent, and this is one of the keys to his success: the front 2-ski Mobius, a full twist and a front flip.
Good-looking jump.
And one of the best we've seen so far this year. Nice form, although it's kind of awkward looking because he has to clear the rope. Accelerates, picks up speed. This will give him distance as well as the spring off the end. Carries the skier further. The awkward rotation in order to clear the rope. Hard landing, but he scores enough.
He has scored enough to win it all, is what he has done. Dave Reinhardt again is our winner. Mike Tolzman will settle for 2nd. Daughter 3rd, and Hartman 4th. And there's our winner, Dave, with the other competitors.
Because we set the standards with skis like the EP Stiletto, the only 100% graphite slaloms.
We welcome you to the Coors Light Water Ski Tour. And a good look at Champion Lake in Shreveport. Now let us look ahead to the freestyle jumping. Defending champion Dave Reinhardt has the lead over Scotty Clark, Mike Tolzman, and Dave Daughter. And out on the course now is Dave Daughter. Remember, it's the best 2 out of 3 jumps. Daughter, another Wisconsin boy, out of Tomahawk, but now lives in Florida.
And he's wrapped for a 1-ski back Mobius, a full twisting back flip. Nicely done.
They score on form plus distance times degree of difficulty, and Dave Daughter 720 points, 1320 total. And here's Scott Clark on the water.
And here's the king of freestyle from 1984 to 1987. He's trying to recapture some of that magic with a front Mobius on 2 skis. Gets around, and he has a beautiful landing. Only other person to complete that trick has been Dave Reinhardt, and that's frequently the trick that he's walked away with many victories. The awkward-looking front full twisting flip.
770 points, a total of 1505, the leader as of this moment. Here's Mike Tolzman. Every time you see Mike, you expect to see 1 ski, and that's what we see here.
He is the innovator of the 1-ski maneuvers. Nobody approaches the ramp better than Mike Tolzman on 1 ski. Squarely over the 7-inch wide ski, off the top, terrific spring, a rough landing, but a beautiful jump, great distance.
Remember, the best 2 out of 3 jumps are the ones they record. Tolzman 740 points there, a 1424 total. He is in 2nd place. Here's the man that does it all. Dave Reinhardt, defending champion. He's even in James Bond movies. He does this stuff so well.
Done some stunt work on the latest James Bond movie, and he's going to do the front Mobius, full twisting front flip like Scotty. Better distance, not as good a landing, but he jumped further, and that's part of the one of the factors in the scoring. Good spring off the end. He had more speed to the base of the ramp. That helped in his distance. Hard landing, yet he scores very well on that trick.
1,600 points, and everybody is chasing Dave Reinhardt. Here's Dave Daughter chasing Dave Reinhardt. His final jump in this freestyle jumping event. He is 4th at the moment.
And you're looking at someone who has really persevered in the sport, and it's paid off. Dave Dotter having some problems on the 720 on one ski, but you can see his determination. Almost spins out, lost the ski, otherwise he would have skied away. Determination, a big key to his success.
However, his success today will not be championship success. Dave Dotter has failed in his attempt to move up in the standings from 4th place, but where did he go wrong?
Often problems occur before you hit the ramp, and right here, although he looks squarely over the ski, he's off to one side a little bit, and the addition of the 2 spins in the air throws him off further, lands too far forward, and isn't able to tumble up, as they say.
1,320 points for Dave Dotter. He really took a long run on his bike.
He gives it a real go there.
Well, he's all right, but it's been a disappointing day. If you think it's hot here, a lot of women around the country can tell you when you're in this condition, it seems even hotter. Here's the only man that really has a chance to catch Dave Reinhardt. Scotty Clacky's done it before. He's currently in 2nd place.
Well, we're looking at the most dangerous event in water skiing, and here comes the most dangerous trick. The most difficult, the double front flip. Scotty Clack trying to get all the way around. No one yet has accomplished this trick, skied away, and it is so difficult.
It just looked like such a tough fall, a hard fall.
But once the skier comes off the end, they get their momentum just spinning around, and he's not able to get fully around to absorb some of the impact with his knees. Consequently, it's very rough, brutal landing.
So he will have to stay at 15:05, the same total as he had after his first 2 jumps, and he will not move up in the standings. Well, here's Mike Tolsman, 3rd at the moment, and he of one ski fame.
Now notice his approach. He's going to do the same trick as Dave Dotter did, the 720. Squarely over the skis. Nicely done. Boy, once again, an excellent jump. A little short on distance because you're not able to double cut on that trick.
For Mike Tolsman, 810 points, a total of 1,550. But here is Dave Reinhardt. He has got the lead, and he is a sure shot champion most of the time. Let's see how he does on his final jump.
Well, he has scheduled here a 1-ski front Mobius. The innovator of the 2-ski front Mobius comes around on 1. And he's able to stand up.
Tremendous jump for Dave Reinhardt. Undoubtedly, he has won it all again.
Well, he comes up with another trick that's going to lock in his victory today. A tough landing, but such a high degree of difficulty on this trick just boosts him into the lead.
And did you see those scores? 998 points for that jump. That's about 200 points better than any other jump in the competition by any man. Dave Reinhardt, again, our winner. Let's go down to the dock, and Wayne Grimdich is with Dave.
Dave, congratulations. Your victories just continue on.
Thank you very much, Wayne. Scotty coming real close on his double. Dave Dotter skiing good. Mike's making that 1-ski 7. Competition's real close.
Well, your front Mobius seems to be the key all the time.
Yeah, I have been very lucky with that. And now that I'm starting to perfect the 1-ski front Mob, it's helping me again.
Well, my last question is, you did the stunt work on the James Bond movie. Is the stunt work tougher than the freestyle?
The stunt work is longer, definitely. I wouldn't necessarily it's tougher.
You got banged up, though, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I was a little bit abused during the Bond movie with the barefooting out in the ocean. With the tropical depression, it made things rough.
Well, you survived today's round. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Dave. I can't wait to see the International Championships on Super Lake 2 in Wichita. Scotty Clack.
And it was a very bizarre day on the freestyle, of course. Lots of falls. Here's the hardest of the group, Scotty Clack, the double front. Tries to hold on and tumble out of it.
And Scotty Clack did not have a good day. He finished 4th.
Never completed before in competition. Scotty gave it a great effort, but needed additional speed or a little more spring to complete the revolution.
660 points for Scott Clack. But the beat went on as we watched the freestyle jumping because Michael Tolsman also did not have a good day.
It's hard to believe Mike Tolsman, an excellent 1-ski freestyler, could not land a 1-ski back Mobius. There appeared to be some strange elements present during this competition, and I'm not sure any of the competitors figured it out. Tolsman looked okay coming off the end, but then ran into problems on the landing.
And at 744 points and wound up third. One thing we had all figured out, Dave Reinhardt was going to win again. No question, we thought.
Well, the only jump he landed happened to be the two-ski front Mobius. And that bizarre-looking jump sort of characterized the whole competition.
That gave him 785 points. That finished second. But then came the surprise, Dave Dotter.
Well, you can never count Dave Dotter out. He's strong, he's durable, and once again, he hangs on and was the only competitor to complete 2 jumps successfully.
And so the young man from Tomahawk, Wisconsin was the winner, and he talked with Wayne.
Well, Dave, I mean, it was a wild day out there with everybody falling and crashing, but you survived, as always.
Well, it wasn't I'm glad a win's always a win, but it's not nice to win when everyone else falls. I'd like to win going out like a champion, but a win's a win. I'm happy to be here.
Dave Dotter was the winner. Favorite Dave Reinhardt second, Mike Tolzman third, Scott Clack was fourth. Attention young teenagers. Matt May is only 13. You want a hobby? Try this. First you jump, and then you ski, as he did with no skis, barefoot. Matt May.
Slalom, they'll flip. They'll ski barefoot. Coming up, we'll definitely make a splash on the Michelob Dry Water Ski Tour because freestyle jumping is next from Orlando. Let's set the rules and the system for the freestyle, Wayne.
Well, the skiers will go by the ramp 3 times, but the best 2 jumps will score. They have an optional boat speed depending on what trick they're doing. The scoring involves 3 elements: distance, degree of difficulty of the trick, and form.
Now let us show you what happened a little earlier in the competition. A 1-ski Mobius for Hank Amos. That gives him 1,416 points with 1 jump remaining. Mike Tolzman, a 1-ski Mobius. Well done for Mike. He's at 1,474 after his 2 jumps. Dave Dotter on the ramp. That's a 1-ski gainer, and you can see what can happen. So he's behind 1 jump. He must make his 3rd jump. Here's the leader, Dave Reinhardt. This is a 2-ski Mobius. So he is comfortably in front with 1 jump remaining, and the skiers must inform the judges of what they're going to do in advance. Dave Dotter has done that. He knows in advance that he must have a good jump here because Dave, who's from Cypress Gardens, had a fall earlier. He needs big points here, Wayne.
And this is the 1-ski back Moby, a full twisting back somersault, comes around a little short on the rotation, slides up and skis away. Mr. Durable survives again.
He survived, but he probably will not like his point total because he didn't pull it off the way he wanted.
Didn't get enough lift to complete the rotation and has a rough landing which completely destroys his form points.
But that is our Toyota radical maneuver for today. Now it's Hank Amos. He's from San Antonio, Texas. Hank coming in here is number 3 in points. Let's see what this 19-year-old has in mind for his last jump.
A long distance 1-ski front somersault, and he's off the mark on the landing. The skiers are on about a 72-inch jumper, only 7 inches wide, making it very difficult to stay squarely over top, and he gets off to the left a little and isn't able to recover.
So his point total is 1,416 points. We still have 2 jumpers to go. This is Mike Tolzman, who has some work to do. He's from Miramar, Florida, and he has been an outstanding freestyle skier.
Particularly on 1 ski. He's one of the inventors of the 1-ski maneuvers. He's very solid off the top on a 720, 2 full revolutions, and he skis away. Not a very long jump, but great form.
And maybe the length hurt him because his final point total, 1,538. That will not be enough. Dave Reinhardt is back on the water knowing that this young man from Hollywood, Florida is going to win. So he can do about anything he wants with this last jump.
And he's going to try a 1-ski front Mobius, never successfully completed before. The awkward and bizarre looking trick, and he has troubles, too short on the rotation.
But it doesn't really matter because he is going to win this first championship, trying to defend his overall freestyle skiing championship from last year. How close was he, Wayne?
Well, he's a few feet away. It's a very bizarre-looking trick because of the body position necessary to clear the rope. But Mr. Consistent has another great day. Not a flashy skier, but he's ever so consistent and strong.
There are the results. Dave Reinhardt, the winner, then Mike Tolzman, Hank Amos, and Dave Dotter. It's the Mission Bay Water Ski Classic from San Diego, California. First time the Michelob Dry Water Ski Tour has come to this beautiful city.
We're going to have the daredevils of water skiing up next, the courageous, tough, and ever-exciting freestyle skiers.
They'll be flying, flipping, and probably falling when we come back. Freestyle competition. Set up the rules once again for our skiers.
In the most dangerous event in water skiing, the best of 2 out of 3 jumps will score. Optional boat speed, and there are 3 elements to the scoring: distance, degree of difficulty, and form.
Earlier jumps, Hank Amos. Unfortunately for Hank, he didn't ski away.
It appeared in the early rounds that some of the skiers were having a hard time adjusting to the tailwind, causing them to land a little faster and a little harder. Form wasn't so good on some of the jumps that were landed and successfully completed.
And Mike Tolzman with a total of 14.27 after his 2 jumps as he does ski away. Of course, the man they're all after is Dave Reinhardt. But Dave is very tough to beat, especially with his 2-ski front Mobius. It puts him into first place. He is front and center of the new wave skiers. So is Wayne Grimbich, though. As a matter of fact, earlier, he went out looking to find out what is happening. What is the latest in water skiing? Let's go to Wayne.
A lot happening on the water ski scene these days, particularly in the look. The fluorescent colors, the clothing and the wetsuits, and of course the skis. Kind of a hot dog craze redeveloping on and off the water. And here to talk about hot dogging on the water, one of the world's best, freestyle champion David Reinhardt. Dave, what about the colorful wetsuits?
Well, the bright colors and the wetsuits and ski added to the looks of the tricks. It makes it look much better out there in the water.
Now the ski you're holding is a new design?
Yes, the design was designed for the people, the average skier that just wants to go out and learn to ski and have a good time.
So if you want to get involved in hot dogging, do you have to be an expert skier?
Not at all. This ski is a good ski from the most simplest tricks to the most difficult maneuvers.
All right, well, good luck and stay radical, will you?
Thank you.
Nothing simple about the tricks that the freestylers will try to accomplish as we reach the final jump, and there's a lot of work to be done for Hank Amos.
Sure has. He's had some difficulty on his landings. The youngster on the tour is going to learn a lot this season if he can stay healthy. Double weight cut, builds speed to the ramp, gives you more distance, one of the elements, but he's short on lift and doesn't get the ski underneath him.
So Hank Amos is not able to ski away. His point total will stay exactly where it was. Only 1 jump of the 3 completed for Hank. 688 points.
The objective here is to spring, spin, and flip all at once. Slid on the ramp a little bit, didn't have the elevation to complete the rotation.
Dave Dotter recently moved from Cypress Gardens, Florida to Tomahawk, Wisconsin.
Dave is wrapped for a 7:22 full revolutions, and he's off right from the start. Starts his spin a little bit too soon on the ramp.
Looked like he was ducking for cover that time because he was just in a spin mode when he hit the water.
And he doesn't seem to be too upset about it, but he was really right off from the start, not squarely over his ski, and the ramp once again is very fast, faster than the water. About midway up the ramp, he's in trouble already and doesn't have a hope, but he lives to ski again.
They take a licking, but I guess they keep on ticking, don't they?
Well, this is Mr. Durable. You just can't knock this guy down or keep him down. He's always back at it again. This is kind of an ad for a safety equipment right here.
Must be kind of a helpless feeling, though, because he knows he can't land on his ski.
Well, once the rope goes slack, he has no control or little control over his body movements, and then he just brace yourself for the impact.
1,407 will be his total. Let's find out if Mike Tolzman can do any better at the same jump. Mike is from Miramar, Florida, and he will also attempt the 720.
We're looking at someone who has invented many of the one-ski maneuvers, very comfortable on one ski. We'll see this solidly done. Yes, once again, rough on the landing. Well, I anticipated that one. He looked squarely over his ski.
He was not nearly as out of control as Dave Dotter was. Why wasn't he able to ski away from this one?
Very hard to tell. I thought he was squarely over his ski, landed, and fell to the side to get a better look here. very comfortable usually on one ski. Tucks his knees a little bit. Maybe he thought he was a little short on the rotation, and I guess he was. Wasn't able to get the ski parallel to the course of the boat.
Here is Dave Reinhardt. He is the one to beat. He has actually got it wrapped up, but he's going to try something that hasn't been done so far.
The one ski front Mobius, same trick as the two ski front Mobius. Body position ever so critical here. Must be right over the ski. Great spring, and he lands squarely over top. First time ever in competition.
That is unbelievable, especially the way he comes over the rope on one ski and is able to land and ski away.
Well, everything has to be in sync for this trick to happen. Nice approach, good controlled body position, and squarely over the ski, gets an excellent spring, which gives him time to complete the rotation and the spin, and that will score very high.
That is a record jump, Wayne, and it's still amazing to me how he can put it all together and still come out at the right point.
Well, I think it's one of those tricks that it has to be done well in order to ski away, and the form is excellent.
It's a new record for a single jump, and it is definitely our Toyota radical maneuver.
What will the competition have to do now? They were behind on the two ski front Mobius, but now Reinhardt has the one ski front Mobius to add to his repertoire.
What about this?
The Delta Wing Kite Flyer.
You have done this, I take it. Lake in Lakewood, Colorado. That's a suburb of Denver. And the challenge for our skiers today, certainly the mile-high altitude and maybe some gusty winds. This is definitely the mile-high challenge in Denver, Colorado. Skirping. Dave Reinhardt style. A never give up attitude. Just for the folks as he goes close to the shore. Stylers out on the water trying to flip and jump to first place with varying degrees of success. And as always, Dave Reinhardt with his two ski front Mobius is ahead of the pack and with a commanding lead. And for the jumpers, it's the best 2 out of 3 that count. It's distance plus degree of difficulty. And as we get set for the final jump in the freestyle competition, as we say, it's going to take some effort on the part of those who trail Dave Reinhardt if they are going to catch up. He has a commanding lead again. Dave Dotter is wrapped for a 720.
2 full revolutions off the top of the ramp, and the ramp is very slippery, 5.5 feet, and on one ski it becomes even more slippery. This is a trick where he's had continual problems, and they persist. Once again, off axis at the top, or actually midway up the ramp. And once you're off the mark on a 720, there's no hope of recovering.
1350 will be the point total for Dave Dotter. And coming up, a newcomer in the finals of our freestyle. From Kokomo, Indiana, now living and working in Orlando, Florida, is Rusty Stewart, just 21, and he's very happy to have finally made the final.
And he has survived the nasty falls we saw a little earlier on the second jump. Comes off one ski Moby, full twisting back somersault, and he survives, skis away. Terrific effort.
He crashed on that jump earlier, so you know he feels good inside to come back and complete the jump, get his point total to 1255.
And here's someone who is very skilled on the water on one ski, Mike Tolzman. Has a lot of style, great balance. See if he handles the 720. 2 full revolutions. And he's off a little far forward, and he can't recover.
We have not seen any of our freestylers have success at all with the 720. It's a very difficult maneuver. In fact, Wayne, I think it's a lot harder than it looks.
Well, he starts his rotation a little early, and I think that's one thing that threw him off. As well as the water's a little rolly here, that might contribute to his balance problems.
Mike is in second place, and everybody awaiting Dave Reinhardt's return to the ramp. 25-year-old from Hollywood, Florida. He just does it all. What he's going to do right now, Wayne, is go for distance on a gainer.
One ski backflip, distance record is 120 feet. He needs a lot of speed here, and I don't think he's going to get it.
He's happy with the jump, but the distance only 105 feet. Dave Reinhardt wins again. This is Marine Creek Lake, located just north of Fort Worth, and we are deep in the heart of Texas for more red-hot summer water skiing.
Well, freestyle jumping is the most dangerous event in water skiing, and the important aspect of this event is the scoring, form, distance, times the degree of difficulty.
Also keep in mind that the skiers must ski away from their tricks to get any points at all. And the guy who's gotten more points in recent years than anyone else is Dave Reinhardt. It's kind of amazing, too, because he basically, Wayne, skis with just vision in one eye.
Well, it really is amazing. Due to a construction accident a couple of years ago, he lost the vision out of one of his eyes. He's made a remarkable adjustment, has not lost any of his consistency.
A one-ski back Mobius for his first jump.
A full twisting back flip. Rides away, dusts a little bit on the landing. The judges will take away as far as the form goes. But one of the great keys is he gets a great kick off the top. Gives him enough altitude to complete the rotation and the spin.
Not a real high score, 725 points, and setting up for exactly the same trick is Mike Tolzman, who has spent much of the last couple of years chasing Dave Reinhardt.
And Tolzman is one of the best on one ski, has incredible balance. Again, another nice spring, a little unsure on the landing. He tucked his knees there, but he stuck the landing, which means a good form points.
And there is a panel of judges who judge every jump. 830 points. That will give Tolzman the lead. There are 4 skiers in the final. We'll see them all when we come back to Fort Worth. We continue our competition in the men's freestyle jump. While we were away, back on the water, Dave Reinhardt. A one-ski front Mobius.
A trick that only Dave can do, but not today.
He's tried to hang on and could not. But you also have to keep in mind that you score the best 2 out of 3 jumps. Mike Tolzman now. This was also while we were away, and he went for a long front flip.
Because the front flip is low on degree of difficulty, Mike really accelerated hard into the ramp, but maybe too much speed.
First year on the tour for Rusty Stewart. His final jump is coming up. Keep in mind, when he first started skiing, this 21-year-old broke his neck attempting a gainer.
Timing the flip and the spin, very important at the top of the ramp, and he's over the ski, but isn't able to ski away.
When it looked like he had a little bit of a problem as he's trying to come out of that flip in the last part of the twist. He really couldn't get his body reset to land properly on the water.
Yeah, very important once the skier gets up in the air and they're finishing the spin and the flip. They sight the water, pull the ski squarely underneath them, and it kind of slides out to the side. Remember, the ski is only about 7 inches wide, so it's not an easy thing to do.
Rusty first started skiing in a water ski show in Indiana, and his score will stay the same, just over 1,400 points. From Tomahawk, Wisconsin, Dave Dotter. He's 25 years old, and his body has taken a beating at times, hasn't it?
Well, it sure has. You'll never be able to knock this guy out. He's performing the full twisting back flip once again, a little off on the spring, not a lot of distance, but fairly good form.
That will do it for Dave Dotter, but not for the championship because it's yet to be determined. Third and final jump is coming up for Dave Reinhardt. He needs a good one, Wayne, to keep his streak going.
And I'm not sure that he had enough speed to give him the necessary distance to factor into that formula.
Again, it's distance and degree of difficulty.
It's a very awkward looking jump because of the position necessary to clear the rope. Consequently, it doesn't score quite as well in form.
1,520 points. Mike Tolzman knows now he has a good chance to win, but he needs to hit the 720.
Very delicate balance necessary here. Straight over the ski, straight access, 2 full revolutions in the air, and he gets off a little bit, recovers well. As you can see, not much distance, but it's a high degree of difficulty trick.
And I think he's very happy with that trick, hoping it will give him enough points to make him the champion here in Fort Worth.
Misses his spring a little bit, but enough height in order to complete the 2 full revolutions.
The total is enough. Mike Tolzman is your winner. He's standing by with Wayne.
Congratulations, Mike. It's a rare occasion that David Reinhardt loses, and it's been your first win in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years. I've been second just about every tournament for about 2 years, and it's a real thrill to come out on top.
Well, the difference today looked like the 720 put some pressure on Dave with that trick.
Yeah, when I ski to my potential on my Mobius and my 720, it forces him to do the one ski front mob, which is going to be an instant win.
Welcome to Lake Maureen. We're in Charlotte, Michigan. That's just outside Lansing. We're set for the World Water Ski Classic 4 Freestyle Jump. It's the best 2 out of 3. The boat speeds vary from 26 to 35, and the points are based on distance and degree of difficulty. This is Hank Amos. He's from San Antonio, Texas. Very young skier. Good to see him in the final.
Well, these are the stuntmen of water skiing. This is an event that's scary and spectacular. And Hank Amos, the one-ski backflip, has some problems in the landing. And once again, these skiers will be challenged by the wind conditions. A pretty stiff headwind in the freestyle competition today.
For Hank, first time in the final since early in the summer. Not quite able to make the gainer.
And it looks like he just a touch over-rotated, got on the back of the ski, and couldn't pull it out.
Well, Hank is from Texas, and our next freestyler is from Indiana. That's where he began his professional career. Rusty Stewart, now living in Orlando, his first year on the tour, and he's starting to have more and more success.
Like the distance jumpers, the freestylers generate speed on the cut to give them distance. One of the factors, and he recovers nicely on a rough landing. That'll take away from his form points, but good distance, good spring off the top.
Wrapped and ready now is Dave Reinhardt, who last week lost for the first time in a couple of years. He's from Defiance, Ohio, now living in Hollywood, Florida. Here he comes.
Very difficult position, cutting across both wakes with the rope wrapped behind your back, and he slips out a little bit, almost falls short of the rotation, but just collects himself enough at the base.
And like Rusty Stewart, Wayne, that's probably going to hurt his point total.
He's not going to have the distance necessary to vault him into the 800-point range.
725 points, and the skier who defeated Dave last week, Mike Tolzman, back here trying to make it 2 in a row.
Well, here's someone who's very flashy and very consistent on one ski. Little bent knees in the air, but a solid landing, and that will really kick his form points way up there.
A good start, just as last week in Fort Worth. Tolzman putting the pressure on the other skiers by jumping ahead early.
He's so consistent on his approach. He's squarely over his ski, gets a good spring, and right over the ski on the landing for a stand-up landing.
He's the leader, but more jumping to come in Lansing, Michigan. Back right after this. This jump to score.
One ski back Moby lands a little on edge. Wobbly landing, but he exhibits great balance.
And a good point total. He needed those points in the battle maybe to finish 3rd in the freestyle.
Like the distance jumpers, approach is everything in freestyle, and he was more squarely over his ski, landed edging away from the boat, and that was the reason he was able to pull it out right off the top nicely. Keeps a tight line by edging away and skis away.
1,299 points. Rusty Stewart, like Hank Amos, needs to hit this last jump. He has fallen on his 2nd, and this will be the 3rd and final try for Rusty.
And this is the same trick, a one ski back Mobius. Nice spring, great height, and terrific landing. That's going to be a high-scoring jump for Rusty.
And Rusty knows that that's one of the best that he has done on the tour this summer.
He gets an excellent extension off the top, squarely over just a 7-inch wide ski. The best height we've seen all day, and perhaps the best distance.
Rusty Stewart getting better and better. Now, Dave Reinhardt set to go again. What determines, Wayne, what jump they perform?
Well, Dave usually likes to start off, as do most of the skiers, with the more comfortable jumps. And he started off with his one ski back Moby, did his 2 ski front Moby, and this is his 1 ski front Moby. The most difficult trick. He's the only one to have completed this before in competition, and he gets all messed up at the top.
Never really had a chance at all.
Yeah,
the jump just did not come off.
And I'm wondering whether he got hit in the head a little bit here, shaking his head. You know, we've seen some brutal falls. He's signaling he's okay, but I don't think he really is.
And help immediately on the scene for Dave Reinhardt after the crash.
Well, this is such an awkward trick. Usually off the top, he dives forward over the rope and then spins almost simultaneously. There he just started spinning. We might be seeing some of the effects of the wind. Take a look here. He's supposed to dive forward, but he just starts spinning and it completely loses it right away.
His helmet was knocked off as he hit the water.
You know, we're seeing great evidence here at how brutal this event is. These are the daredevils, guys that can absorb some punishment. And this is a tough fall going at about 45, 50 miles an hour from 20 feet in the air. You see the handle and the ski making contact. And once you lose the handle, you lose all hope of regaining control.
A very tough crash for Dave Reinhardt. Mike Tolzman also fell. So for victory, he needs a good third and final jump.
And this is a 720, 2 full revolutions. In theory, very simple. In application, very difficult. He's twisted a little in the air off his axis, but he recovers nicely. Not a spectacular trick, but very complicated, complex to perform.
And to produce the points needed to win again for the second week in a row.
And once again, Tolzman just squarely over the ski off the top, gets a little off balance in the air, but hangs on. Another look at his terrific body position. Perhaps starts to turn just a little too soon off the top, but he recovers, and he's the champion again.
2 weeks in a row for Mike Tolzman. He'll head back to shore here at Lake Maureen, a happy winner once again. Dave Reinhardt, a tough fall on his final jump, winds up number 2, then Rusty Stewart and Hank Amos. Congratulations to 3-time winner Christy Overton. Time for some refreshments like hot dogging here in Lansing, but we've got men's jumping next. This is Creve Coeur Lake, just west of St. Louis, Missouri, for another stop on the Michelob Dry Water Ski Tour.
And he's scheduled for one ski back flip. A back gainer slips out just a little bit. Not quite the distance he would have gotten if he gotten a good spring off the end.
It'll be Dave Dotter. Dave is going to try the same jump. The jumpers can designate their jumps going in so the judges know what they're supposed to see.
Dave as well doesn't get a full extension off the end. That'll cut down on his distance. That's one of the factors in scoring.
Leader is Rusty Stewart. Dave Dotter with 564 points, and will total all the points at the end of the competition. Here's Dave Reinhardt. Dave's had some problems recently.
Well, Dave has been a little sloppy, and Mike Tolzman has been right on the mark. Reinhardt wrapped for a one-ski back Mobius, full twisting back flip, lands off to the side, but a pretty good landing. That's going to be a solid scoring jump.
Solid scoring jump for Dave Reinhardt, 790 points.
At the top, they spin and they flip all at the same time. Spot the landing and try to land squarely over the ski so they don't dust on the landing, which would take away from the form score.
He righted himself and skied away. So a good first jump. Some of the pressure now goes back to the leader coming into the final round, Mike Tolzman. And Tolzman has been skiing very, very well. He has won 2 in a row.
And here's one of the inventors of the one-ski maneuvers. Mike Tolzman, very comfortable on one ski, only 7 inches wide off a very slick ramp, and he gets a great kick. Good landing, under better control than Reinhardt, and that's going to score better.
Fans like it here in St. Louis. 865 points. And Wayne, you could almost tell everything he did was just a little sharper.
He is very consistent on staying right over the ski and has a little problem there, maybe because of the wind coming down, but he reacts quickly to the problem, corrects it, and lands squarely over his ski. Very difficult to approach the ramp in a wrap position, but an excellent jump. And whenever you get over 800 points in the one ski back Mobius, you score very, very well.
What you do also is put the pressure on the others. We'll have more from St. Louis.
To maintain the winning edge, ski design innovation is a must in every event, and the freestyle event is no exception. Rusty Stewart, one of the fast improving freestylers, joins me to talk about some of the changes in the freestyle ski. Rusty, what do we have here?
Okay, what we have here, Wayne, is the one ski jumper we use to do our flips, our gainers, our back full twisting Mobiuses off the ramp in competition. It's changed a little bit in the last couple of years. What we have now is we're using 2 fins, as you see here, that to let the ski track better coming into the ramp. If you don't have a good traction coming in the ramp, the ski might slide out from underneath you. We've also tapered the ski. It's a little bit wider in the top, comes a little bit narrower in the bottom. What this does is keep the ski tracking up through the ramp better, okay? It's just like a slalom ski when you're coming in for the ramp. You know, you don't have two skis, you need the traction coming into the ramp.
I noticed the binding placement is a little bit different.
Yeah, what we've done is we've moved the binders up 4 to 5 inches. What this does is it keeps you from sitting back on your ski coming in the ramp. Just like jumpers, long distance jump, they want to be on their toes coming into the ramp. Well, we want to be on the front of our ski coming in the ramp so the ski doesn't slip out on the ramp.
What sort of design changes to absorb the impact of landing?
Okay, we've taken the graphite out of the ski so it's a lot softer. Long distance jumpers, they don't drop out of the air as quick as we do. We drop out of the air, you know, 20, 25 feet straight down, and if the ski's really stiff, it will bounce out from under. So we soften the ski to absorb the landing for the tricks.
Well, as you can see, design change is very important for performance, but also in order to survive and ski another day.
Well, Rusty knows about that because he once suffered a broken neck doing a gainer. He is, as he comes to his third and final jump of the afternoon, in third place in freestyle.
Trying to perform the extremely difficult 720 and gets off very early in the trick. Takes it right in the side, and that's a hard hit.
But not as hard as the one we mentioned a while ago, and he is going to, as Wayne said, make it to ski another day.
Potentially, this is the most damaging event to your well-being. Freestyle skiing is very hard on the body. All these guys are humble and courageous, and they keep coming back every weekend. Tolzman has been the master at this trick. He gets squarely over the ski. Rusty is off right at the top of the ramp. And once you get off in the 720, it happens so quickly, it's tough to recover.
No way that Rusty could get back for his third jump, so he continues in third place. But a chance maybe for Dave Dotter to pick up that third spot.
And he needs to ski away from a one-ski back Moby. Kicks better off the ramp, slides out a little bit, but good landing, and that'll score well.
Dave Dotter has had his share of falls, 13-14, his point total.
Well, Dotter really has had his share of falls. We've seen him take some nasty falls, but he keeps coming back every weekend. You know, the guy just cannot be knocked out. The common denominator amongst the freestyle skiers is toughness.
And this is a perfect example of how tough you have to be, because you're going to hit the water in some form or other, no matter what, even on successful tricks. So the pressure now goes back to Dave Reinhardt, and he knows it.
Maybe the most difficult trick in freestyling, the front flip and twist Mobius, and he lands and falls on his side and see if he can tumble up. We've seen him swing the ski underneath him. He's only hanging on with one hand here. Reinhardt, just giving you an idea of his all-around ability.
Extra points for body skiing, and he finally stands up.
And he's up. Now the boat has stopped. The judges will have to determine whether he stood up after he was out of the right-out buoy. Very unorthodox looking trick because of the body position necessary to complete the rotation. He comes off the ramp, flips over the rope, simultaneously twists, and he gets pulled towards the boat. Really didn't have the rope in.
And he never lets go, though, Wayne. He just keeps hanging on, hoping he can get up.
Well, we've seen people in the past like Scotty Clack and Reinhardt himself pull out of this, but he wasn't out of course. He didn't stand up out of course soon enough, so he received 0.
And that means that Mike Tolzman knows he's got it locked up. And as we've seen him do the last couple of weeks when he's coming to that final jump in first place, 15.97 his total, he's tried for a distance gainer rather than something else. But he knew, again, going to the final jump, that he would be the winner, defeating Dave Reinhardt, Rusty Stewart, and Dave Dotter here in St. Louis. A lot more to come from the shores of Creve. Set for freestyle jumping now, and the competition here will be the best 2 out of 3. The boat speed varies from 26 to 35. Form, distance, degree of difficulty. Those are the factors involved in determining a winner. Rusty Stewart, 21 years old. This is jump number 1 for the young man who comes from Kokomo, Indiana, now lives in Florida.
And this is a one-ski back gainer. Beautiful body position in the air. A tough landing. That'll take away from the form points. This is the most improved skier on the tour, Rusty Stewart. Excellent spring, as he does on most of his one-ski jumps. Good lift off the top.
Rusty Stewart off to a good start. His point total, 644. You have to keep in mind, Wayne, that these guys do this every single day, not just tournament time.
Well, we should say this is the most dangerous event in water skiing. A combination event of the jumping and trick skiing.
A newcomer on the tour in freestyle is 19-year-old Hank Amos, and he's really made a breakthrough this year.
And excellent in the air, but a kind of wild finish. You would think he should get extra points for that, John, but unfortunately the judges are really going to knock him down on this landing. But it demonstrates wonderful body awareness.
732 points gives him the lead, and skier number 3 is Mike Tolzman. What are we going to see here, Wayne?
Well, he's all set for a one-ski back Mobius, a full twisting backflip, a very high degree of difficulty. And he slips out a little bit towards the crowd, has difficulty on the landing, but recovers nicely. All sorts of problems coming to the base of the ramp, not squarely over the ski. He slips out when he begins his spin and somehow manages to recover.
He does ski away, winds up with 705 points. Here's the skier they've all been trying to beat all summer long, Dave Reinhardt.
And he is squarely over the top of his ski, dusts a little bit on the landing, but a fantastic jump.
And a great point total as well, 890.
Well, this is the king off the ramp in freestyle, Dave Reinhardt. Just doesn't seem natural that a guy with vision out of one eye can be this consistent. Week after week, remarkable performances.
A first-place performance so far from our water angle camera. Another look, and there's plenty of speed here.
About 45 miles an hour off the top, about 20 feet in the air. Wonderful body control.
890 points for Dave Reinhardt. He is the leader. Hank Amos is second, and Mike Tolzman and Rusty Stewart. Second jumps of Amos, Tolzman, and Stewart all resulted in falls here today. Second jump coming up for our leader, Dave Reinhardt.
And this is the unusual two-ski front Mobius. Very awkward and bizarre, but it scores a lot of points.
It is our Toyota Radical Maneuver, brought to you by Toyota. I love what you do for me.
And that's been the killer trick that has buried the rest of the field. And the heat is a little bit of a killer here today, too.
How do you handle a hot crowd? With a hose, as long as it's got plenty of cool water here in Northern California. We're getting set for the final round of the men's freestyle, and while we cool everybody off, we'll update the situation. Rusty Stewart, 644, then a fall.
One ski front Mobius, and he falls short.
Oh, bad crash, too, for Rusty Stewart. He immediately takes the helmet off, but he is stunned. It hit him right in the stomach and right in the face, Wayne.
Well, you can see he's gasping for his breath. That knocked him pretty hard. That's a nasty fall. At the top of the ramp, the handle gets away from him, and he's not able to pull it back and swing the ski underneath, and consequently, he ends up on his face and his chest, the worst possible position.
And that's why, Wayne, I call them the daredevils of water skiing. Sometimes, like Rusty Stewart, they pay the price.
Well, this is a very courageous group of skiers, a very humble group of skiers. And right here is one of the toughest falls I think I've seen all season. And to give you an idea, he's traveling about 45 miles an hour, falling from about 20 feet. So the water at this point feels like concrete.
Rusty Stewart knows about falls because when he was 19 a couple years ago, he broke his neck trying a gainer. He hit face first here.
But there is some good news. Nothing is broken. He is severely stunned, but he's going to ski another day.
While Rusty recovers, records on the water. First, it was Hank Amos
with a sensational one-ski back Mobius, a record of 99 feet.
Hank Amos, 99 feet, a new distance record. Not such a good day, though, on the 720 for Mike Tolzman.
Tolzman never could get straight off the top and continued to have problems with the 720.
Dave Reinhardt is a winner already, so he's going for a record as well.
And you're going to see one of the more aggressive cuts in freestyle. A lot of speed, excellent kick, and another distance record.
123 feet for the two-ski gainer for Dave Reinhardt.
And Dave's timing of the lift, just perfect. Knees straight off the top, and just soars to another record. You know, this is like gymnastics off the ramp. Similar spring, similar body styles.
A winning style, as always, for Dave Reinhardt. He is the winner today. He is the tour winner for the summer. Hank Amos is second, Mike Tolzman third, and Rusty Stewart finishes fourth. Good news medically. He's going to be dual event champions. Overall in men's, it's Mike Shaylander, then Dave Reinhardt.